to Edo State, where residents of Benin City have appealed to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to wade into the security situation in the state by deploying necessary measures to stop cult wars. They say the recurring attacks and reprisals by different cult groups have made them live in fear. Paul Ezenwa has more.
The endless bloody cult wars have continued to create panic among many residents in Benin City and its environs. This worrisome situation in the last few weeks have led to the death of several persons, especially youths in the state. Residents lament that they have been sleeping with one eye closed as violence intensifies.
Let us see how we can engage our youth in one job to occupy them. A mind that is occupied does not go, having any evil thinking. So that's why. And then the security agency should also map out their own strategy of checkmating these cultists from coming up.
Because really the security men, they know the hurdles and hollows that is being caused by these so-called people we are talking about now. And they know they are in and out because they are very close to them. All they need is more courage from the government for them to beef up their best in tackling the problem.
Meanwhile, the Edo State Police Command says it will deal decisively with anyone found culpable in its bid to nip the tide of cultism in the board. The Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Dankwara, in a press briefing, advised cultists to stop the mindless killings and flee the state.
We have arrested up to 124 suspects. 97 charged to court. Number of suspects screened and released 13. I want to use this medium to warn all secret cult members of different cult groups to stop the killings or vacate the state entirely. I also want to warn all the state actors, non-state actors and sponsors of these various secret cult confraternities who gave out their monies, hotel, apartments, lounges, houses, drinking joints, or any other dwelling places as support for these their clandestine meetings to withdraw their patronages or be ready to face arrest.
The police boss also asked for the support of members of the public to change the narrative of cultism in the state. All is in TVC News, Benin.
Hello and thanks for joining us on TVC News at 4. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that his administration will prioritize and dedicate significant efforts to ensure the provision of sufficient security for all citizens across the entire country. The president also called for increased cooperation and synergy among African nations to combat the security threats facing the continent. President Tinubu spoke at the graduation ceremony of 291 officers of Senior Course 45 at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, in Kaduna State earlier today.
We must also be brave enough to reform military doctrine and practice. We do not face the conventional army on the traditional field of battle. No, we contend against mobile, elusive, irregular forces that disdain the normal rule of warfare. As Commander-in-Chief, I have given myself the following charge: to deploy the entire machinery of state power to ensure security of our people and property in a just and democratic society.
And to the court now, former Minister of Aviation, SALAWU, has pleaded not guilty to a 25-count charge of money laundering. Ms. Odua was arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission before the Federal High Court in Abuja. After taking plea, Justice Iyangeko ordered that the Attorney General take over the matter and that the EFCC should transfer the case file to the AGF in 2 weeks. While upholding the existing administrative bail conditions granted her by the EFCC, the court ordered that the terms of conditions also be made available to the AGF. The court adjourned to 17th October for trial. And here in Lagos, the ambition of Tajuddin Baruwa to secure a second term as president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers has suffered a setback. This comes as an industrial court sitting in Lagos adjourned a case challenging his eligibility till 29th of November. We have details in this report.
The National Vice President of the Union Southwest, Kayode Egbetokun, and 6 other members from Southwest, Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Lagos, and Ekiti, are challenging the eligibility of Baruwa to go for second term because union activities are virtually absent in Southwest. Similarly, an industrial court in Abuja last Tuesday adjourned the case, challenging the case of the eligibility of Baruwa for second term till October.
That matter has been filed in Abuja, and we're expecting judgment in that matter. So, which outcome might affect the one with this court. So, and because of the tight schedule of the court, and you know we are about going on annual vacation from next week Monday, the court adjourned the matter till 29th November and asked the parties to maintain peace and status quo. And the status quo as of today is that the president of the NURTW, Alhaji Baruwa, is in office as the president. That is the status quo as of today.
With the 2 cases adjourned, it implies that the union will not be able to hold its delegate conference earlier slated for August, as doing anything contrary will be tantamount to contempt of court.
This slight difference, which we both did not agree with, is that the court said status quo antebellum, and the court went on further to say that is before the declaration of war, declaration of hostilities. And you know, this is a civil matter. Yes, it is true there is no war. It is true that the parties who are here were once brothers in a similar circumstance, but what the court is merely saying, look, just hold on until we decide the matter.
Mr. Tajuddin Baruwa and his executive were inaugurated on August 29, 2019 for a term of 4 years. Constitutionally, his tenure will expire on August 28, 2003. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
And still in Lagos, in a joint effort to promote environmental sustainability and combat deforestation, the Nigerian Conservation Foundation has partnered with a telecommunications company to plant trees at the Pan-Atlantic University. Director General of NCF, who was represented by FOLAKE SALAWU, said the tree planting exercise aligns with the Green Recovery Nigeria project, which aims to increase Nigeria's forest cover to 25% by 2047.
Tree planting program supports the Green Recovery Nigerian project of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Our tree planting activity, it covers all ecosystem, both terrestrial as well as mangrove restoration.
We are a company that owns and operates nearly 8,000 telecommunication masts throughout Nigeria. And we're a company with a very strong social conscience. And part of one of the initiatives that we use in terms of our sustainability program is planting of trees.
In order to be sure that we keep these trees and people are able to see them from generation onto generation. So that's one. The second thing is that, of course, it increases carbon footprints. It helps us. So that's the second reason. But more importantly, there are some of the trees that you don't get to see. I call them exotic trees. You see a particular one just over there where the birds make their nest on it. Some of the undergraduates, they have never seen that in their lives. So you see them hovering around, watching the birds, listening to them, you know, in the morning. It's a beautiful sight.